Welcome to this E2 video. We're now going to learn how to run reports on our design so we can see how they perform against each other and against the benchmark. This also allows you to print out your results and you can discuss it with your clients or whoever it might be. So there's a reporting tab here. We can just select new report here, and what we'll do in this case is we'll run a life cycle assessment report, and we're going to compare this building to the benchmark, which is just a standard 3x2 benchmark, and we will choose and compare it against the design we made with the improvements. We want to measure the carbon impact, but we can measure cost or energy, and there'll be more impact categories coming into eTool as well. It's a good idea to actually select a timescale, so per year or per decade, so that then it doesn't matter whether a building lasts 100 years or 50 years, you can still get a good comparison of them. And similarly, you want to actually compare something that's relevant to the building type. In this case, I really think it would be occupants, because we've got one building with 4 bedrooms and one building with 3 bedrooms. So we'll then generate that LCA report. And these reports are a summary, but they do have a lot of the elements that are required for international standard LCA reporting. There's a little summary up here to say that we're actually saving 1.7 tonnes of carbon per year per occupant, or 46%, just with the as designed building. And then here, with the further recommendations, we can save 2.7 tonnes, so quite a big saving compared to a standard building that you'd expect in Australia. Not a lot of advantage in the embodied impacts, but over here on the operational impacts in this building there's a huge advantage. So this particular building had a really high thermal performance rating, and you can see that that's had a great impact to the energy efficiency of the house. Total impacts you can see in this graph here, and then for the as designed building, the green building, our original design, you can see that 41% are embodied impacts and the remainder, the 59%, are the operational impacts. And then it goes down into some detail on the embodied energy. So the top 5 embodied energy categories are listed here for your design, and you can see how they compare to the benchmark. And you can see where we've made improvements. So we've made quite good improvements to the walls and the floors. However, we're actually using more embodied energy in the roof, which probably accounts for the fact that it's a bigger design. It has I think a home theatre and a large open space, open plan living, which even bigger than a normal benchmark, and so there's more roof space. Foundations are lower, but then you can see there's some other energy that's quite high here, and that would be associated with the installation of the solar panels. You can see down on this next one, which is the operational energy chart, that there's a massive reduction in operational energy, which is due to power generation, which is the solar panels. So you see you're offsetting 1,000 kilograms per year per person, or near enough to, and this increase here would be mainly relating to the increase in the solar panels. But if you look at the scale, you're probably increasing by about 100 kilograms or even less, and over here you're decreasing it by 1,000. So the solar panels are definitely well worth it despite the embodied impacts. And you can see the biggest energy use in this particular building is actually the refrigeration. So they've got really efficient hot water system. From memory, it's a solar hot water system. Great thermal control, you can see here, compared to the benchmark. And so your actual refrigeration is actually the biggest single energy user in this building over its lifetime. There's more information in the report here that goes into the international standards to define the scope, etc., and the goals. And at the bottom of the report also are recommendations, which you'll find with your standard eTool reports. You won't get that until you actually have a certified design. This design is a clone of a certified design, so that this specific one hasn't been certified yet, but you can see here it's got this watermark here that would be removed, of course, if you certified your design. Next, we'll learn how to certify designs.